Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, sir. We are from Group 2, would like to present our presentation for today. And is it about material design for TESOL curriculum? So our member are me and myself, Amanda Cecilia Terry with students number A1B2 23013, and my friends.
I'm Tariq Ahmed Fathi with student number A1B223016.
And I'm Ika Agusti with student number A1B223089.
And I'm Dianda Putri with student number A1B223100.
Okay, and our first slide will be start by Tariq Ahmed Fatih. For Tariq, time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Amanda. So now I'm gonna give an introduction about the topic that we're gonna speak about. So in the field of TESOL, like teaching English for speakers of other language or teaching English as a second foreign language, the material design is crucial for enhancing the students' learning experience. It serves as a bridge between theoretical knowledge and practical classroom application by catering to learners' linguistic, cultural, and even individual needs. Well-designed materials improve the engagement and the motivation of them. They also help create a structured pathway for language development and balancing the language skills with meaningful communication. Next, please. Okay, so first we're going to speak about the principle of material design. The designing materials for TESOL requires some considerations of several principles to ensure the effectiveness. These principles guide the creation of engaging, comprehensible, and purposeful resources. We have some principles in here. We have 4 in here. The first one is learner-centered approach, which prioritizing students' need and interests. Second one is authenticity. It uses the real-world language that reflects the genuine communication. Third point is gradual progression. It's for building complexity, building complexity in a logical sequence. And the last part is alignment with curriculum objectives, is to ensure the material support border curriculum goals. Next. It's mine or Dianda?
Okay, for the next turn is for Diana. For Diana, time is yours.
Okay, the next one we are going to talk about types of TESOL materials. So TESOL materials encompass a wide range of resources, including textbooks, worksheets, audiovisual aids, and digital tools. And it means that TESOL materials come in many forms. They help students learn in different ways. Understanding these types is important because each serves specific learning objectives. Here we have the first one is textbooks. Textbooks provide a structured curriculum. Textbook provide a structured curriculum means that it guides students through different language skills. They often include sections on grammar, vocabulary, reading, and writing. For example, an English textbook may have a chapter on daily conversation, followed by exercise to reinforce what students learn. And then the next we have worksheets to reinforce grammar, vocabulary, and comprehension. So worksheets are useful for practicing specific skills such as I told before, grammar, vocabulary, and comprehension. For instance, a worksheet focusing on verb tense could include fill in the blank exercise and sentences rewriting task. So these materials allow students to apply what they have learned in a focused manner. And then we have audiovisual aids to enhance listening and speaking skill. So these materials will help the student improve their listening and speaking skills. Like videos, podcasts, and recorded conversation can expose students to different accents and real-life situations. For example, watching a short film with a subtitle can help students link spoken word with text. And then the last one, we have digital tools, which is to enable interactive and autonomous learning. It means that digital tools make learning more interactive and flexible. Apps and online platforms can be accessed anytime, allowing students to practice independently. For example, Duolingo. Duolingo provides gamified language exercise that keeps students engaged to that application. Next slide, please. And then we have adapting materials for learner needs. So adaptation is essential to meet diverse learner needs. Modifying existing materials can ensure they remain accessible and motivating for students of varying proficiency levels. Effective materials must be adaptable to cater to diverse learner profiles. So it means that not all students have the same needs. Some students learn faster and some maybe need more time to understand the material. So adapting materials help ensure that all students, regardless of their proficiency level, can engage with and benefit from the lesson. So effective adaptation considers language difficulty, cultural relevance, and student interest. There are some adaptation strategies that mentioned here, which is the first one is simplifying language, adjusting vocabulary and syntax to match proficiency levels. It means like complex sentence can be hard to understand, especially for beginners. So simplifying the vocabulary and sentence structure can make the material more accessible. For example, word sentence, the manager was extremely dissatisfied with the result. We can change this sentence to the manager was very unhappy with the result. So this example is more understandable than the previous one. So it means that, so this is what simplifying the language. And then the next we have adding cultural relevance, which is incorporating familiar context to increase relatability. So it means that when students relate to the material, they stay motivated. Adding familiar context can make lesson more engaging. For instance, if students are from Indonesia, we can using the example of Indonesian food or festivals in reading passage, and it can make the learning more relatable. And then the last one, we have customizing tasks, which is creating activities that match students' interests and learning style. So different students enjoy different activities. Customizing tasks means creating exercises that match students' interests and learning style. For example, students who enjoy sports can practice writing by describing their favorite football match. So yeah, I think that's all from my part. And then the next part will be continued by Amanda.
Okay, after we learn about the skill integration and some related to TESOL material design, right now we'll talk about balancing skills integration. So in order to make a very good TESOL material design, we need to balance these four skills to make an integrated learning. So an effective TESOL materials integrate listening, speaking, reading, and writing skills in order to promote comprehensive language development. So a well-balanced approach is supporting the real-life communication, not only learning about theoretically, but also in how to use this in real-life communication. So the skill integration related to listening and speaking, well, where we can like in role plays or discussions and interviews in some textbook or related to any kind of material. And next is reading and writing, where we can make an assessment related to journaling, essays, comprehension tasks, reading passage, and anything related to reading and writing. And task-based learning, which is we use the real-world scenarios in order to make an assignment related to our TESOL materials, where we make the task based on what's happening around the students on or related to the cultures or anything related to the students' environment. And next is the use or the role of technology in material design. So like Diana mentioned before, technology has transformed TESOL materials by making them more interactive and accessible. Like she mentioned Duolingo, Google Translate, DeepL, or any kind of technology that we can use to provide or to make a material design in TESOL, or to engage students to use technology in order to improve their ability in language skills. So, in digital tools, they are offer flexibility and engagement. It means that if we use digital tools, we can make everything flexible by time. So we don't need to waste our time in making our material design related to the TESOL for so long. We can use technology to make everything more complex and more flexible, and we can make them engage with each other. So in here, the technological tools are related to interactive apps like gamified learning platforms. Interactive apps, for example, like Episoden, where you learn English by speaking to students or to people who wants to learn English, or like any kind of apps like Duolingo, or I mean like the Cambridge conversation type of apps. And next is online platforms where the students learn by themselves. It means that the self-paced course where you learn English or you learn the languages by yourself. Example in Coursera, in I mean educational website like in British Council, or any kind of online platforms that can help you engage in learning languages. And next is multimedia elements. I'm sorry, like videos or audio for listening practice. You can switch it from YouTube, from TED Education, or any multimedia elements that you can use as a form or as a material for teaching English for second language, or for like foreign speakers. And next will be continued by
Okay, thank you, Amanda. Next, I will continue about cultural considerations and challenges in materials design. When designing TESOL materials, it is essential to consider cultural aspects to make learning more relatable and inclusive for students. Culturally responsive materials ensure that students see their own experiences reflected in what they are learning. This helps them stay engaged and motivated. One key aspect is diverse context, meaning that materials should include a variety of global perspectives rather than focusing on just one culture. For example, if we are teaching about festivals, we should not only include Western holidays like Christmas, but also discuss celebrations from different parts of the world, such as Diwali, Eid al-Fitr, or Chinese New Year. Another important point is to avoid stereotypes. Often, teaching materials unintentionally reinforce cliches or biased representations of cultures. To prevent this, we must use respectful and accurate portrayals. For instance, instead of always showing English speakers as only coming from the US or the UK, materials should also highlight English speakers from countries like India, Singapore, or Nigeria. This gives students a broader and more realistic view of the language. Finally, it is crucial to promote inclusivity. This means using examples that reflect students' backgrounds and experiences. When students see familiar names, places, or traditions in their lessons, they are more likely to relate to the content and participate actively. For example, if we are designing a reading lesson for Indonesian students, we can include stories about local legends or daily life in Indonesian cities instead of using only foreign examples. However, while designing effective materials is rewarding, it also comes with challenges. One major challenge is that it is time consuming. Customizing materials to fit the needs of different learners requires a lot of effort. Teachers or material designers may have to modify existing textbooks, create new worksheets, or find additional resources to ensure the content is suitable for their students. Another challenge is costly production. High quality materials such as full color textbooks, interactive digital research, and videos can be expensive to produce. Schools or institutions with limited budgets may struggle to provide those materials, which means teachers sometimes have to rely on simpler, lower cost alternatives like black and white photocopies or free online resources. Finally, there is the challenge of curriculum alignment. While creativity in material design is important, it must still align with the school or national curriculum. This means that that materials should not only be engaging and culturally relevant, but also meet the learning objectives set by the institution. For example, if the curriculum prioritizes grammar accuracy for exams, materials should include structured grammar exercise alongside communicative tasks. Balancing creativity with institutional goals is key to ensuring students receive both engaging and academically beneficial lessons. Okay, next slide, please. Next slide is conclusion. In conclusion, well-designed TESOL materials are essential for effective language learning by focusing on learner-centered approach, skill integration, cultural relevance, and technological innovation. Educators create meaningful learning experience. Overcoming challenges through adaptation and creativity ensures materials remain impactful. And I think that's all from me, and I'll give back to the moderator, Amanda.
Okay, thank you so much for all of the presenters in our group. And for all of the members in here, do you have any question related to our material for today? Related to TESOL material design? Or if you guys don't have, or you guys want to give some opinion related to our topic for today, feel free to raise your hand and also tell what is your opinion. Okay, since it's not 30 minutes yet, I would like to ask to you guys, what do you think about TESOL material design? What kind of material that are suitable for students nowadays related to our generation, like the using of technology? Do you think that technology has an impact in order to improve the students' learning abilities, or they just make the students get in, like making them slower in learning?
Can I answer? Can I answer this?
Sure.
So for the for our generation, it's more into like the social media or network or anything related to these stuff. So it has pros and cons. For the pros, of course, you can find anything you are searching for because you have like a big library or a huge library, which is the something like Google. I don't know what we call it. Something like Google. You can search anything related to any topic and you will find it in there because it's like a big or a huge library. And you also have, as Diana mentioned before, there is applications now for learning any language. If you want to learn any language, not like before, it's so hard for you to learn. Also, as you mentioned before, Amanda, you have some websites and stuff to learn anything, not only languages. I'm sorry, not only languages, but any other things related to any field, which in our field, like teaching, we have cooking, we have engineering, being a doctor, anything related to these fields you might find on Coursera, for example, or Allison, or anything related to the field that you're searching for. This is the pros. For the cons of it, of course, it will make you like feeling lazy to do the stuff sometimes. Using AI these days is so easy, so you can even summarize the task, or you can summarize the whole book for you. It can summarize it for you in 10 pages or maybe 5 pages, or sometimes like some points. So it might be easy on you, so you're not going to think much next time if you are going to make your assignment or something. So it's so easy to adjust your assignments with AI. So this might lead to some, discourage in front of the people if you are gonna think about a question or something, or even think about an answer, because you didn't bring the idea from your mind, but you read it from the AI. So the AI will give you the answer, but after you search for it, you're not gonna think about it because you already get used to the AI. So I think, yeah, this is one of the cons that you might find learning through not social media, like network in general, that it's gonna be so hard for you to think it's gonna make you like lazy, or yeah, as we call it, like you will be like a couch potato. Yeah, I think that's all from me.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Tariq. How about the others? Do you guys have an opinion about this phenomenon where the students use technology or rely on technology more than the textbook or any kind of digital material design?
Yeah, I think I agree with that. Nowadays everything is appear on online. We can find it easily, and I think it's also can saving much time for us. For example, if we don't understand the material in our class, we can find it more in online, or we can learn it more in online by watching YouTube videos, tutorial, and using some website that like Amanda mentioned before, or application that I mentioned before, like Duolingo, to learn languages. And also it's not just for learning languages. It's also how to say it, it's also useful for many fields, like maybe you want to learn coding, how to code, and many things related to maybe medicine, engineering, and so on. We can also find it online. We can search it online. So we don't have, like, if we need the support for our understanding for the material in our class, we cannot we can just easily find it in online using a technology. We don't have to go to the library to find each books in a library to choose which book that related to our material, which is really consume our time. So I think technology also saving our time to learn, and also it's easier to understand the material in online rather than just material that we found in the class. So I think, yeah, that's from me.
Okay, thank you so much, Diana, for the opinion. And is there any more question? Or if not, then it's time for us to wrap up our presentation for today. Is there still any question related to our material? Okay, I think there are no more questions to be asked. And thank you so much for everyone, the presenter, and everyone who asked the question, who answered the question. And to end this presentation for today, I'm Amanda Silatiera, and all of my friends in here, Tariq Ahmed, Ikagusi, and Dina Putri, will wrap up this conversation or this discussion by Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.